Do you have a fascination with the outdoors? But, like my cat Trinity, when you step outside, you turn around in fear at the unknown dangers and go and hide in your bed. But you still want to know what it's like to do the mundane task of mowing a lawn, even though you've never done it before. I have the game for you. Lawnmower Simulator, the free epic game for this week. It's not going to capture everything that's kind of negative about mowing a lawn or weed eating, such as the extremely loud noise while riding a lawnmower or getting hit in the face and body by bits and grasses and plants while weed eating, but it'll get the job done if you want to know what it's like. So, Lawnmower Simulator is another game that tries to capture the mundane task of doing a really basic job in an attempt to make it fun. I mean, it's not the first game, and there's been other games since then. So, this game, when I first started it, did not work at all. It wasn't until today that they finally patched it and got it working. I was originally going to stick with that first part of the joke and maybe extend it just a little bit and call it good, but since they fixed it, I feel obligated to go over this game just a little bit. I did play it for about 45, almost 50 minutes. So at first, as you can see, you create a character. You get to choose from preset avatars, and you get to choose the color of the shirt, name your company, and stuff like that. I called mine Lawn Killer because I thought it would be funny if I tried to pretty much kill somebody's lawn. I didn't do that in the end. But I also knew I was going to be clumsy enough to destroy plants, so I just stuck with it. So I started off with a tutorial, learning how to basically operate the mower. And so far it seemed pretty straightforward. You control how high you want to cut the grass, and you basically turn on the blades and all that other fun stuff, similar to how you might do it in real life. I mean, granted, there's actually a lever on the mower to do that. Now, there's one aspect that kind of drives me a little on the nuts side, and that was when the motor would overload. And it would happen semi-frequently, but it always seemed to happen in the same spots regardless. Just like every time. If your mower overloaded on this tiny little patch of grass, you're in trouble. I can tell you that right now. So after the tutorial, you get to pick a mower to buy and a weed eater. And that's when something caught my attention. It wasn't in US currency, it was in euros. I was like, huh. So this game is supposed to be based in Europe? Okay. Not only was the currency in euros, but the speedometer in the bottom right hand corner is in miles per hour. I think there's maybe one country outside of the US that still uses British engineering metrics, and I'm pretty sure it's not Britain. So after selecting the one and only job available, you get started. Now there's something they didn't cover in the tutorial, which is walking around and picking up debris. So I tried to get in my mower right off the bat, and I'm like, what? What do you mean by skip check? So what you have to do is you have to go around the lawn and pick stuff up. That's not how you do it. You just run over those tennis balls. Come on. And on top of that, they make you pick up poop. Come on, owner. That's on you. So I started mowing, and at some point I had to get close to a garden, and I'm not sure if it's the part here, but I know at one part I did intentionally run over a plant to see what would happen, and they do give you a fine for accidentally killing plants in the yard. But I did what I usually do, and I started out with a good old-fashioned circular pattern. Started on the outside and working my way in, just like in real life. Granted, you won't repeat that pattern in real life, but that's not going to be an issue, I think, for this game. And just like in real life, there are bits and pieces of grass that I completely and totally missed. Got that right there in the simulator. And believe me, it's just as thrilling and mundane as actually mowing, just without the heat and the noise and the sun beating down on top of you. So after getting most of the yard, I went around with a Pro Vision and I looked for bits and pieces I missed. Well, this kind of drove me a little on the nuts side because you can see like big patches of grass where you can see that was right between the wheels. The mower just didn't cut for whatever reason, and it did it often, and I just found it really annoying. And after satisfied that I got most, if not all, the tall grass, I went and got the weed eater. And I knew, just like the mower, I was probably going to slip up and kill a plant, which I did. Now, as you can see, there are little bits of grass clippings popping along here. I'm not sure if my mower I chose had a bag on it or not. And I don't know how it is in Europe, but some cases, like out where I live, we don't care about the grass clippings. I mean, we're out in a rural area, and the grass clippings are actually, kind of useful for making your yard grow because they decompose and add fuel to your grass so it doesn't die. But whatever. I guess this is Europe and in a neighborhood, so okay, sure, why not? Gotta pick up the grass clippings. I don't know why they didn't add a rake. You gotta go up to each one and hold the A button. You just can't hit A. And this got really irritating really fast because of the number of grass clippings that scattered the whole entire yard. Now, I will say about the weed eater or weed whacker, whatever term you want to use, not the same as actually using a weed eater or whacker, especially a two-stroke. Oof. Like I said before, that thing will send bits and pieces of grass, plant matter, and anything else you hit right back at you. Gotta wear safety goggles, earmuffs, and other things to keep it from pelting your face. So not an accurate simulation when it comes to the weed eater. So after finishing the job, you go to a screen that shows how much money you made and what damages you've done to your mower and the yard and what fines you have to pay. After that, you can go to a menu where you do maintenance on your mower, repairing the blade, the engine, and filling it up with gas. And that was pretty much it. Pretty mundane. Wasn't nearly as entertaining as other simulators I played. I played the Power Wash Simulator. That got boring after my second big job, which was a lot bigger than the first big job I did. And that's why I stopped playing. I'm pretty sure it was intended to be a multiplayer. This, on the other hand, it just didn't push any buttons in that regard. If there's a game that sort of does mundane, average Joe working jobs, I would do Shipbreakers if I were you. Give that a try. But the game is free, so I guess go ahead and download it. Or get it for free, then download it and play it. Give it a try, I guess. If you made it this far into the video, thanks for watching. Have a good one.